Speaking from, let's say, from a woman's perspective and in general, is that a struggle that some of the women that you work with face where they're still trying to balance everything else out while the world at home maybe is falling apart?
Yeah, we have to be perfect. We have to be perfect. We have to have it all. We have to know it all. We have to. And I I I loved and I didn't realize until you mentioned it that you work with older women and um the older generation of women, the ones that I talk to a lot, and I work with women from 35 probably to I work with 70-year-olds. It's interesting is that the older generation, and so one foot was in the make the man happy at all costs, the Donna Reed, the father knows best, and then the other foot was bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan. Wait, what? What do you want me to do? I have to keep you 100% happy, but then I have to be this all badass woman over here and make money and bring home the money. And yeah, you had to be good at all of it and take care of everything else. It's hard. I was at a chamber meeting one time, and the networking question was, if you could come back as anything, if you could be reincarnated as anything. And the women around the table were like, a unicorn, a willow, a kitty. And I said, I want to be a white male in the 50s. And they were like, what? And I was like, oh my God, it was amazing time for them. What are you talking about? Wait on me, honey. Come on, fix everything, make it happy. So yeah, it's tough. And everything falls on, I don't want to say everything, that's not fair, because men do amazing things. And this is not anything about that. My David is amazing, and there's so many amazing men out there. So it's not that. But we put it on ourselves. I think women, we put it on ourselves and society does as well. We have to take care of the home, we have to take care of the business, we have to do all of it, and it's hard. And when one is falling, we pretend that it's okay. And what we said earlier, it's going to blow up somewhere. It's going to blow up if we shove it down. And so it's so important to have a great coach or great therapist or an amazing group of friends to talk to get to talk through it. And so many women are afraid to talk through it because like we were talking about earlier, they need to be perfect. They have that imposter syndrome. I can't tell anybody. And it's sad. It's really sad.
It is, and I knew someone that she experienced this to the point where, and I'll share this with you, is that she's 50 now, or a little bit over 50, maybe 52. And I asked her one day, I was like, you work hard, you work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day. I was like, you've been out of a relationship for a couple of years, and the last relationships you were in, it didn't necessarily work out because there was you guys lived in different states and in America, and you're always traveling there, and the person wasn't showing any effort, so you decided to end it, which is understandable, right? Because you want to reciprocate that. I was like, I asked her, do you see a life where you're retired? She's like, Train, I've never thought about it. So I was like, okay. Do you see a life where you're in a relationship until you're 60, 70 years old? She's like, I would hope to. So I was okay. So let's say, for example, you got into a relationship today at 52 and everything's going fine, you get married or whatever the case is, common law, whatever the case is, right? And you both reach 60, 65 and he retires. Are you going to continue to work? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I didn't think of a life without work. So I was okay. I'm going to give you an extreme situation, and you can answer this as well. If he won the lottery, he had $10 million. Would you retire today? She hesitated. I was like, that's the problem. You don't see a world that you can live in where you don't have to work, And I told her from a male's perspective, that means, unfortunately, you won't ever be comfortable enough to allow someone to help take care of you.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what she's like, oh my God. She's like, you're right. She's like, how do I fix that? I'm like, I don't know. Because you've been that way, who knows how long, right?
Yeah, forever, forever.
Forever, right? But that's a first step. So I share that because I would ask you now, because you deal with women as well, and we just discussed finding the balance. Could it, in general, is there a possibility that some women or some people who are experiencing these bad situations, they don't see a life with a healthy relationship, with a healthy partner, with a healthy version of themselves?
Absolutely. I think that's a really good point. That they don't see that. They don't see how they have to keep working because there's not going to be anybody there to support them. And and you tell me, because David tells me, one of his things, and I think it's true for most men, they want to be there. They want to help. They want to be a partner. And when we first got together, I was like, I've got this. I can do this. I can do this. And he's over here thinking, but I want to help. How can I help? And I was afraid to receive because I needed to do it on my own. And he would say, well, can I help you with that? No, no, I've got it. I've got it. I'm good. And what I was doing is pushing him away. And I didn't realize that. And one day he said, can I do this for you? And I went, yes. And I stopped and said, yes, you can. And he went, I can. And all of a sudden it gave him purpose in the relationship because when I kept pushing him away, he was like, well, why do you need me? Right? I want to be needed. I want to help. But I think a lot of women are afraid to ask for help because that shows that may look like we're weak. And we're not weak at all. It's just identifying our partner needs to be needed and we need to be needed. We both need. And so it's figuring out that dance.